Hi folks, in the kitchen today, going to do some pressure canning, and we are going to be doing meatloaf. So come along for the journey. So here are the basics that you're going to need, and we'll be adding in spices later on. And can't forget the ketchup. And folks, for this you're going to need a really large mixing bowl or container because we have a lot to mix up. So let's start with getting this hamburger opened up and put into the bowl. Hi, Stinky. Stitchberry. That's my dog. You waiting for crumbs, Bubba? So after I get this done, then we're off to the bush to get more wood. Prepping the wood for the winter. I'm in Ontario, Canada. And we usually go through about 15 cords of wood per winter. This is very weird. Have you ever seen hamburger that looks like that? It's all fat chunks. What the heck? Oh, odd. Right. Yeah, I'm still gonna use that. I'm just gonna take out some of the larger fat chunks. I've not seen that before. On to the green peppers. These are the ones that I grew in the garden. So we've got 3 here, and if I have to go out and get more, then we'll do that. Because I did quite well in the pepper production this year. And we're gonna save our seeds too. More seeds in there. And I'm gonna cheat and use my Pampered Chef food chopper. There we have it. I'll do the rest up and then we'll get on to the onion. So here we have our ground beef and our green peppers. And we're gonna do the same with our onions. The food chopper, it definitely doesn't work to prevent you from having a few tears. There's no crying when you're making meatloaf. Okay, so now let's mix this up. Get it right in there. Another big chunk of fat. Yuck. Okay, we're looking good on the onions and the green pepper. Pretty amount. The ketchup is going to be the messy part. I'm still crying here. Okay. Oh, and my elderberry tea is ready. Yeah, elderberry tea with cedar and sage and sweetgrass in there and some chaga. And honey. Now we're going to do our garlic. I'm going to do actually the whole bulb. Garlic needs to be used up. So I'm going to use my garlic presser. You just have to remove the skin and then put your bulb in, and it does the work. I'll try to spread it around. Need my knife. And here I have a pack of onion soup mix. I'm going to add that in. That will be a good portion of our salt content. Leva. And I'm going to put in some Italian breadcrumbs. Not a whole bunch, just a little bit of a layer. Some garlic salt. Do some crushed chilies, chili flakes, Alex is having a party back there. And we're gonna see if we can get some oregano and some parsley from our planter here. End of the season here for my herbs. I did dehydrate quite a bit this year. And some, good thing I'm wearing my hoodie, I can put them in my pouch. Parsley. I have parsley on the dehydrator currently. Even the stems. Oh yeah. What about a couple leaves of basil? Some nice basil right here. While I'm at it, I can get some thyme. Oh, don't sting me, bee. Okay, back in the kitchen, and I have these really cool herb scissors. So, going in. Oh, this is gonna be delicious. And the one ingredient that I won't add in are eggs for this. Let's do our oregano. Nothing like fresh from the garden. All right. Finish up cutting these and we'll get to the next step. Now I'm going to add a little bit of kosher salt. About a handful. Small handful anyways. I'll keep some aside so I can add more through the mixing process. Okay, next up, these are stewed tomatoes that I did last year. And let's go in with our ketchup now. This is where it gets messy, folks. And some brown sugar. Give it a little bit more sweetness. Okay, let's mix it. I'm gonna add a little bit more Italian seasonings. Mixing time. Took off my bracelets. Gonna get messy. Kind of fold it into itself. Like making mud pies when you're a kid. But a mud pie of goodness. I think the consistency is pretty good. I might add some more ketchup. Oh yeah, for sure, more ketchup. Let's add the rest of that salt. There we go. Alright, looking good, folks. Yeah, my first time pressure canning was the chicken. You can go back and watch that video. I was terrified my first time. Now it's just like, all I want to do is pressure can. Still have jam to do, and jelly, hot pepper jelly, different types of jam. That could be an easy winter project though too. Alright, looking good. Okay, and I'm going with the wide mouth 500 ml jars. These are brand new. My funnel, and let's get packing. Okay, get the scoop out, feed it through the funnel. Handy little poker tool. I'm going to pack it right down in there. Sticky. And that 3 scoops should do it. You want to leave that headspace. And I don't have a debubbler, but I just use a chopstick to go down the sides. All the way around the jar. Now I get out the vinegar and a napkin. Just to make sure that I didn't get any of the meatloaf onto around the top to hinder the seal. Just gonna go around like so. And our ring and lid will be ready to go on. And you only want to do it very, very loosely. So that one could go into the canner. And I'm going to finish off these jars and yeah, see what we got. So the jars are going in. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are filled with pork. And we got our 2 of the meatloaf in there. I can fit 2 more jars in here for this layer anyways. And then we have our extra layer that we will be using as well. Just to show you from a different angle. Okay, pack her down with our tool. Fit a little bit more in there. Don't want to overdo it though. And go in with our debubbler. Okay. Take that off, and you can see the headspace there. Lid on very loose. Okay, I got my jars in here. It looks like I still need to add a little bit more water, so I'm going to do that right now. Just need like about 1.5 to 2 inches of water. That's good. Add my vinegar too before we put the layering tray on. Vinegar. That's just to keep the jars from fogging up. Okay, and now we can put our layering tray on. And we're ready for the rest of the jars. Oh, and at this point too, folks, what I normally do is I turn my element on to about 3, just to get them starting to warm up. I put a little bit too much into this one, so I'm gonna have to take some out. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so while I'm packing these jars, I do have a lot more videos coming out. You folks know that I like to edit my stuff. And the fishing videos take the longest to edit. So I do have a fishing one coming out soon. Wood haul video. We will be doing more canning. Making elderberry syrup. A few more visits with my friend Gord, the knife guy. He's full of knowledge. We always have a great time when we go and visit him. So lots of new content I'm working on. I have my radio review of the Sun Life emergency radio. That will be ready to roll out, maybe even before this video. So stay tuned for that. And I have to do a generator video. Lots more to come. And then before you know it, oh, I'll have to do another garden video, I think, for September, because it's near the end of the season. And yeah, and then before you know it, it's going to be winter and we will be doing ice fishing videos. So those are some of the first ones on my channel. It's always fun going ice fishing. I am not a big fan of winter, but I do love fishing. So yeah. Oh, and my friend is sending me a special fire starting kit. My friend Ark Wildman. So I have to make some char cloth, and I also have biochar on the list of things to do. So looking forward to that. I always love doing the fires, and it's been a while. I misplaced my my PS Cook ferro rod set. No idea where it is. That's why I picked up that little one the other day when I was out and about at Canadian Tire, and it actually works quite well. So lots of fun stuff. Hit that bell icon so that you don't miss a notification. And if folks want to come chat on Discord, that would be fun too. Just send me an email and I can send you a link. Great place to share out information and chat with one another. It's been a really good support system. Got quite a few people in that chat too. All right, getting down to the nitty gritty. Oh. Ooh, for my last jar, I'm gonna top it off with this habanero mango hot sauce. This stuff is delicious. It was made locally by a guy that I met on Manitoulin Island, and it is fantastic, and I like the heat. Okay, so that batch made 10 jars of the meatloaf. So I have to do chicken next to fill up the rest of the space in the canner. That's all that was left from the batch that I can't fit into the can, so I'll just feed this to the chickens. So this is the chicken I picked up the other day. That's not too bad. Boneless, skinless chicken breast, 12 bucks for 4. And for the chicken, all I'm gonna do is cube it, raw packed. You can pre-cook your chicken, like kind of like a parboil. But I'm not going to do that this time. It's just gonna be raw packed, pretty plain, with just some salt. And then the chicken will be the end, so that our canner is full. Ugly chicken. It don't look too pretty afterwards, but certainly is delicious and easy to use. Add to a salad or any other type of dish that you want. Same thing, cook it down. You don't have to, but I just want to make sure I can get as much chicken in the jar as I can. Okay, so the 2 chicken breasts fit in there perfectly. Awesome. What I'm going to use for the salt is the chicken cubes. And I'm just going to cut one in half, stick one in each jar. Shouldn't be too salty. Okay, maybe I'll just go with a third, just in case. And I'm not adding any broth or water into this. It can just cook in its own juices. Okay, so this jar is a little bit shy. What I did was I just put the rest of the meatloaf in on top of the chicken, and there's still some headspace that I can fill up. I'm just going to top it off with some fresh green onions. And that's the last of our jars, folks. Beautiful. Now let the canning begin. All right. Awesome. Okay, the canner is full. I do a slow progression of the heat. I got to get the lid on, so I bump the heat up to a 5. And then once the lid's on, I'm slowly going to bring it up to 8. So my canner is called the Miro. And what you want to do is you have to line up your arrows. This arrow right here has to be lined up with the bottom handle, and then you twist it on. So my arrow is right here in line with the handle. Snap it into place. There we go. Pop down, and then you just spin that and you're ready to rock and roll. And so what we're going to be waiting for is for the steam to be coming out of here, the spout, for 10 minutes on a consistent basis, and then we can put on our weight. And just make sure you check with your regulations as to what weight you should be using. Okay, so we're going to wait for the steam. And once the steam goes on, then goes on our weight. And then I'm going to be heading out to go and get a load of wood because we'll have 90 minutes. So it'll be a fast one. Okay, folks, we have our steady stream of steam going on. So now we can set our timer for 10 minutes. And we're on the countdown, and then we can put our weight on. Awesome. Okay, folks, I put my weight on. Now I'm going to set my timer for 90 minutes. Okay, now we're off to go and get a haul of wood. I'll show you the finished product when we get back home. Okay, folks, so we're done our 90 minutes. And what I do is I let it kind of depressurize for a little bit before I remove the weight. And then let it depressurize more inside before I lift the lid. And always, 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 when you are lifting the lid, you're going to lift it this way so that the steam can go out the back instead of coming at your face. Very important. So let's see what these jars look like once we're depressurized. Okay, folks, we're depressurized here. So get a little bit more steam out. And lift the lid away from you. Very important. They're all still really rapidly processing, so I'm going to leave them in here for a few more minutes before we take them out. Just be super gentle taking them out. Wow. And then I can go down to get the other ones out of the bottom. So there we have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed our Meatloaf canning session. If you did, please hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe and that bell so you don't miss a notification for my next videos. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good evening or a good day. Bye for now. Oh, and this little bit's for TJ Preps and Lake Ferry Prepper. I got them. Mouse traps. Alex tightened my lids, folks. The last canning session I did, and I gave him poop. I gave him heck, that's for sure. But everything was okay. I was able to safely remove the lids, and everything kept sealed. So I'll put the mouse traps on the top just so it's a friendly reminder to not mess with my preservatives.